Hi, I'm Deborah Lamata, and this is Women Entrepreneur Spotlight. I started this podcast because I believe that every woman entrepreneur has a story to tell, and by sharing that story, she could be helping the next woman entrepreneur looking for some guidance. So tune in, get comfortable, and enjoy the series. Hi, I'm Deb Lamata, and my special guest today is Moushumi Chakrabarti of Blue Pelican Art. Thank you for joining me today. You are an Indian woman-owned business.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for being here today. So just to get warmed up, tell us something interesting about yourself most people don't know.
Hi, firstly to you and to all the listeners. So I would like to just say one thing. Things about which people don't know much. I've written 2 books, actually, and there was a while ago. They were on Canadian feminists. And so I don't think many people know about that. So.
Oh, awesome. What are the titles of the books?
They're pretty long, actually. So if you have a link somewhere, I can, put them in for people to check out. It's available in the library system. So
awesome.
Or, in the bookstores.
Yeah. Yep. Great. Because when I drop the podcast, I always add the links in, so that'll be perfect. Thank you.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
All right.
No problem.
What advice would you give your 16-year-old self?
I would seriously suggest not worrying so much about what the results would be of any action that I'm going to take. And if I feel something, I want to do something, do it. So, for example, when I started my business, if I had, thought so much about it, maybe I just would never have started it. Just, because I don't have a background in business. And as women, I think many of us tend to second guess ourselves a lot. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe I should stay on the safe path, that kind of thing. So similarly, even when you're way younger, you don't have the maturity to deal with it. So I would have just said, if you think that you have a calling to do this, do it. That's what I would have thought. Yes.
Absolutely. And I have had other women say the same thing. Don't wait. If you have that, have that spark, go with it. So Blue Pelican Art, is there a story behind the name?
Yes. It's just, so my daughters and I, we were just, talking about names, and I just love different types of names, and I'd like to think about it. I always liked birds. So I don't know how it came together organically, I suppose, but it became Blue Pelican Art. And I just asked some friends, what do you think of the name? Does it, strike you as something interesting? And I got positive feedback. And blue is my favorite color. So there wasn't a deep philosophical,
no deepness to this
thinking
one
behind this. No, it's just, it is just.
Yeah, no, and you're right, because when I saw Blue Pelican Art, it was like, oh, let me see what that's about. Because I do research when I'm looking for women-owned businesses. So definitely that name is a good one, because people want to know, oh, what's that all about?
Okay.
So
yes.
Why did you want to start your own business?
One of the main reasons was, I hit 50, and I thought, this is the time. I'm not going to wait any longer. I just want to do what I've always wanted to, which is to have my own business and something with art in it. This was, the starting point of it all. And I decided I'm just going to go for it. And that's how it came about. That was one of the main reasons why I started this. And I also love stationery. So that's another reason why, I decided to do this.
And do you have an art background?
No, not really. Not at all. In fact, it was just a couple of years ago that I, again, it just, and, like nothing in life happens in, stages exactly, fitting within boxes. It
That's
just
right.
kind of meshed together. And I thought, let me try drawing or painting, or I've always wanted to do it, but I've never had the courage to do it. And then I started, and and I showed some people, and they said, okay, you know what, this is actually not bad. Why don't you? So that proved kind of like an impetus, and I decided to go with it. And that's how Blue Pelican Art. After some time, I began to feel really confident about it, about selling my products, and that's what happened.
And so when I found Blue
Yeah.
Pelican Art and I started looking at your
Mm-hmm.
stationery, you have some
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful artwork on your stationery.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
how did you decide then? Was it always something with the paper and always something with the art that you put the two together? Or was it your art first and then wanting to put it on some medium and you weren't sure?
No. So the thing is that I also like to, I'm an avid pen paler. I have lots of pen pals, and I like writing letters. And so I thought, you know what, pen pals, we send each other letters, we send each other cards, we use beautiful paper to write on. So it just came together like that. And I thought, why not have products which, where everyone sends cards, for
Yes.
example. So you broaden the base a little more. We all like to, write letters sometimes to people, and stickers, another huge thing. So I make stickers as well.
I saw that.
And of course I use my own art to do it. So that's that was how that came about, really.
I love it. I think, and hopefully it's never a lost art that we write letters, we write notes.
Yes.
I was brought up, you always, sent cards for all the holidays.
Yes.
You always sent a thank
Yes.
you note. You
Absolutely.
always, I'm thinking of you. And
Yeah.
I too love the papers, and I've done scrapbooking for years.
Sure.
And there's just something
Yes.
about,
Yes.
the touch and the feel of that paper.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So I hope it's never
absolutely
art, because of the digital that we're getting into, as we, advance. I just hope some of these arts aren't lost. And I don't think so, because I think people still
absolutely
like
they do. Yeah, when I was actually doing a little bit of research, I found that some people are really passionate, and it's not just women of a certain age,
Right.
nothing like that.
No.
There are people who really like to write letters and receive letters, and it's not a lost art. I really don't think so.
I don't think so. I agree totally. So how does your business differ from other businesses like yours? What makes you stand out?
Okay. I think my art is what makes it stand out. I mean, there are many stationers, of course, and some are really big. But what I've always tried to remember when I'm working is that my art is as individual as me. It cannot, even if you do, borrow elements from here, from there, whatever it is, it's still going to be just you who's making that. So then the product might be, a note paper, but what you put on that, the design elements you choose, or the art that you do, that's always going to be individual. And I think that's my selling point. I have a particular way of looking at things, which I think sets me apart from the others. Also, I think my prices are extremely reasonable. I mean, you can get very fancy stationery, which costs an arm and a leg, but I'm, not in that category, and I don't ever want to be. I just want a product that will give you pleasure when you see their recyclable papers. So I keep that in mind when, doing my art as well and getting them printed. So all of that, I think, makes me unique in that respect. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. There was one card that I saw called Rainy Nights in Venice.
Yes. Yes.
I love that one.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Yes, that was beautiful. So as I keep talking about where you can see these things, why don't you tell the listeners where they can get in touch with you, where they can find your products, your artwork, and your stationery?
Yes. So I have an online store on Etsy. It's called Blue Pelican Art, of course. You can even, I will give you the links, but, my email is bluepelicanart@gmail.com. That's another easy way. I'm available on TikTok, Facebook, all of that, but I will send you the links
That'd be great.
so people can get in touch with me. Yeah.
I saw that you use ISUU. The catalog?
Yes.
The catalog?
Yes. Yes.
So do you order directly from the catalog or do you still order from Etsy? I wasn't sure how it worked.
No, so the reason I did that particular thing on issue was simply to showcase the different writing papers that I have. So if a listener wants to order them, you just go through Etsy.
Okay.
Best way.
Right.
You just order through Etsy.
Yeah. I thought that was great though, having that catalog, being able to see that also. I was like, just another avenue to explore if you have art that you want to put on a catalog. Have you had good Have you had good results using the catalog?
It's well, it's very early. It's not been there for a very long time. I just finished doing the entire thing, and I put it must be a month old. So no, I haven't really looked at that much feedback from that yet. I would suggest Etsy is the best place.
Etsy, and so let's talk about Etsy for a minute.
Yes.
How you are putting your work on Etsy, how it's working for you, and the results for you.
Yes. So I started. In fact, it's been 1 year and a couple of months now that I've started the business, and I've been on Etsy right from day one. So far, I should say I've been pretty happy with how it's going. There were other options, to go on Shopify and, the other various, but I never looked at all of them. I just decided to go for Etsy for the simple reason that it has really a wide base. And I did some research and I found most people actually started with Etsy and then, moved on to Shopify, etc. So I stuck with Etsy. So far, it's not been a bad experience at all. I'm okay with it for the time being.
Okay, so are you looking then to the future using Etsy as your first start? Will you then go to Shopify or your own full website?
Yeah. My aim is to have my own website after this. Okay. After when I think about where I want to take this, yes, definitely my own website is on the cards. Yes.
Good for you. Yeah, absolutely. And I think Etsy works well for everybody in the beginning. And
yes.
You mentioned then, you going forward from there. So when you're doing your artwork, do you choose your stationery while you're doing your pieces of art, or do you do your artwork and then try to find the best piece of stationery that it's going to work with? What's your process?
Yeah, very interesting question. So what I do is, I'm also a big traveler and I've traveled many places in the world. And whenever I go someplace, I usually bring back rough sketches and then I work on them in my studio at home. So once I have a drawing or a design which I like, I try to find where it will look best. So I have flat cards, for example, like you mentioned, the Venice one, that I thought would look best on a flat card. Okay. There are some other smaller designs which I thought would look very nice on letter writing papers or stickers. So it all depends, So that's how I work. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering because sometimes, we all look at a piece of art stationery and it's like, did the stationery come first or the artwork?
Yeah. Chicken and egg. Yes.
Exactly. Let me just ask you a side question. Since you're, a traveler, what's your favorite place that you've been to?
So many, but I was very struck by Egypt.
Really?
Very, very struck by Egypt. It just spoke to me in a way that was so elemental. And when I went into the Sahara Desert, I can't even tell you what it was like. That experience is something I just can't, get over. It was really something.
Wow. Is there a place that you would like to visit that you haven't been to?
There's tons. And the list is never ending. The world's a big place. There's lots of places. I'm in fact, just next month, I'm going to Portugal. So again, I hope I'll be able to get some more lovely designs and sketches.
Yeah. What a great, travel and putting it together with your artwork. That is wonderful.
Yes.
What challenges have you had starting your business in the beginning?
One, I think of the main challenges that I had was, um, having the confidence to continue. One starts, with a lot of, okay, I'm just going to do it, etc. But showing up every day at your desk, knowing it's not going how you would have liked it to go, I think that is a big, big challenge. And it's not something that just goes away, even if you're a year old in the business.
Right.
It's there every day, and it is something you have to deal with.
Right.
So for all entrepreneurs, I think at various stages in their careers, I guess, this it's an important skill set to
Yes.
learn.
Yes, and other women have said the same thing too. It's you have to push through all those doubts to keep
Yes,
going. And some days
absolutely.
are definitely harder
Harder than, oh,
harder than
yes.
others, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely they are.
So before
Yeah.
Blue Pelican Art, did you have a different
Yeah,
career?
I did. As I said, I was an author and I was a journalist. And yeah, the pen, it was the pen for me. And well, nowadays the computer, keyboard, whatever. But yeah, so I used to be a journalist and a writer. And that was my main career at the time.
Oh,
Yes.
awesome. So what marketing strategies have worked for you? Facebook, I know you mentioned TikTok.
Yeah. Social media, it's inescapable, really. Whether you like it or not, you have to do
Yep,
it.
that's right.
Yeah, so I am on Instagram. That's I learned how to make reels and stories and posts, and it took me a while. It's a steep learning curve, and especially people from my generation. I mean, we didn't grow up doing these things, right? So
No.
it is something we have to learn. And I mean, today's kids, they just know instinctively what to
Right.
do, but
That's right.
it wasn't that easy for me. So yeah, that's something I learned. So social media, yes, I use it. For example, even Facebook, I have a page, but I have a shop on Facebook as well. So that's another,
Oh, okay.
Facebook shop. That's another thing.
Right.
But yeah, I've used mainly this. And another big point is word of mouth. Very, very important. So when you have satisfied clients and they say, you know what, um, I'm going to talk about you on their social media,
Exactly.
and that's how the word gets around,
That's right.
and you make sales. Yeah,
Absolutely. And that goes
that's
for
very
any
important. Yeah,
industry that you happen to be in. The word
sure.
of mouth
Yeah,
is definitely a strong, very
absolutely.
strong.
Yes.
So
Mm.
using your marketing plan from the time that you started till now,
Yeah,
has it always been
yeah.
the same or has it evolved from when you first started?
It has evolved. I wasn't, able to do as much on, let's say, Instagram, because I didn't know how to make reels or, post on TikTok. I didn't know what was TikTok. I thought it was a platform for young people. I had no idea what it
Right?
was.
Yep.
So yeah, it has evolved. It has evolved. And I don't know. Tomorrow there might be something else which I'll have to learn. So marketing in that way, yes, it has evolved. I've also tried, trying to, for example, this podcast that I'm doing. That's another marketing tool.
Right.
So this is one way, reaching out to people and seeing what happens. So yeah, these are the main stuff. But I've never really gone in for advertising as such. That is paying money to advertise my products. Not yet, no.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe in the future. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And I think, like you just mentioned, we don't know what's going to be next, but
Yeah.
me, like you, I keep looking. So we keep learning and we just keep
Yes.
evolving.
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's how the business
Exactly.
grows, especially in these days.
Yes.
You just have to,
Yes.
if it's a challenge, just do it. You figure it out eventually.
Yes. 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 Indeed.
Along with your marketing in the beginning, did you prepare or still use a business plan?
Business plan. It's actually very interesting because all the books tell you should have a business plan before you start a business. I was I didn't really have a full-fledged business plan as such, but yes, I did write down a few things to get my thoughts clear about where I wanted to go or what I wanted to do exactly with this. Yes, so I did that, but I think it's not a static document at all. So it's a dynamic one. It's always evolving. So I think periodically I take a look at it and, decide that, okay, you know what, this is not working for me. So just to give you an example, when I just started out, I had other products other than stationery, that is. I had different other products as well, like T-shirts and things, of course, with my designs, but there were other things. And then, somewhere down the line, I decided, no, I don't want to go that route. I'm just going to focus on the paper products because I like that more. Right. And so I changed. So I don't think it's a static document that, you've done it and that's it. That's the way you have to go. It's dynamic, and that's the nature of the beast. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think women starting out in business tend to kind of shy away from the business plan, thinking that it's so large that they'd rather not start it at all. But like you said, you start out small and it's, it does grow over time. So thank you for that. Because again, I know for myself too, it can be overwhelming, and yet start small, exactly, and then let it grow. And as your business grows, your business plan grows too. So it's ongoing. Perfect. So, do you run the business 9 to 5? Do you work from home, and from that, how do you balance work life and home life, family time?
Yeah, that's a big thing. If you have a business, there's no 9 to 5. Like even if you're, for example, if you go and work in an office, eventually you come home and shut everything off. It doesn't happen like that when it's your own business. And, you're, especially when you're just starting out, you kind of have to think about it all the time and make notes and, do all the tasks that are supposed to be done. So, it's not easy because along with being a business person, you are also a family person, you're a friend, and you have your other responsibilities that you have to take care of. So it is a tough balancing act. I think sometimes I feel it's easier to get into an office and do a job and then come home. You don't have to worry about it. But with this, it's always there at the back of your mind, maybe I should have done this, or I'm going to do this tomorrow. Absolutely. Whatever, it's always there. So
yeah, absolutely. Do you have a mentor? Do you have somebody that you can call up and say, have you encountered this problem? Have you run into this? Can you help me with that?
No, I do not. I don't have any mentor as such, but I rely on, research online. Today, you can find anything if you want online. If you know how to research, you can. I also use common sense. It's which is something I don't know. Our parents told us when we were young. Just use your common sense. I mean, you don't have to have a PhD to figure things out. Exactly. You use common sense, and you ask around. Just your maybe, like, for example, for me, my daughters are a great source of information. They are the newer generation. They know more about, especially when it's to do with social media. Absolutely. Or any newer marketing tricks and tips, whatever it is. But I don't have a mentor who I can, call up as such. No.
Right. And so one of the things that one of my goals with a Woman Entrepreneur Spotlight is to create that network that if you run into a problem, let me see who's in the directory, who's in the group. And I would love to add your name to that list so that, you can reach out and they can reach out to you. So thank you.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. I find
that'd be great.
Yeah. Cause I happen to do the same thing sometimes. I'll run into a problem, and instead of calling somebody, it's like, oh, let me just see if I can fix it myself. Yeah. And then I spend too much time.
Yes. For sure.
What has been the biggest highlight of Blue Pelican Art for you?
Biggest highlight, my very first sale to a person who was unknown to me. I mean, sometimes, obviously there were people whom I knew and who purchased from me. So that's, of course, I'm very grateful. But, to have somebody completely out of the blue approaching me on Etsy and, placing an order for one of my products, that is something I will never forget. It was really, really a very proud moment for me. And it's something I look back on to draw inspiration, that you know, it's,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
it's very special for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Friends and family are great, but like you said, when you get that
But yeah,
first unknown person buying
oh
something from
yes,
you,
yes,
has
yes.
has there been a downside of owning your own business?
Uh, with downside, I don't know whether I call it a downside, but yeah, it takes up a lot of not only time, energy, it takes a lot out of you. And you have to constantly, and especially for a person like me, I think you have to bolster yourself up a lot, especially on days where things aren't going how, how you want them to go. And that kind of energy to put into yourself and to move forward and not just give up, that I think that's what requires a lot of spirit, which it's not a downside, but it is something which I think we should be cognizant of.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I know when we talked about giving advice to your 16-year-old self, your
Yeah.
advice definitely would, stand for women entrepreneurs. Is there any other advice that you would give a woman entrepreneur just starting their own business?
Mm. I'm not really very good at giving advice, but I can just tell you what I what I've gone through, and
Sure.
what I would suggest is simply to keep an open mind, and just be positive that there will be a time when you can make it on your own terms. It can happen fast for some people, and for others it might take longer, but it will get there. Absolutely, you will get there if you have that passion and the belief in yourself and whatever it is that you're selling.
Right.
So just
Yeah.
have that confidence.
And that's it. And the confidence, like we've mentioned earlier,
Yeah,
confidence sometimes can go awry and you lose it really quickly, and getting it
yeah,
back sometimes
yeah.
is really hard. Is
Yes.
there anything else that you would like to tell my listeners about you?
Uh, just it was really lovely talking to you, and I hope your listeners enjoyed our chat. I would just ask them to, and I'm sure there are most of them must be entrepreneurs, or at least are thinking about entrepreneur life. So just go for it. Just go for
Absolutely.
it.
That's right. Go
Yeah.
for it, because I'm at my stage of life that I never would think of starting another business, but here I am doing podcasting. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
from my podcasting, I am now sharing their interviews on my radio show, which airs on
Oh
Sunday nights.
wow.
Yep. So what I've been doing
Oh.
is I've been taking my interviews, I take about half of it, drop it on the
Right.
radio show, which is Sunday nights. And
Okay.
there's one tonight at 7 p.m. on the TTT radio network. And again, so I
Mhm.
want to get the word out to women. I
Yes.
love
Yes.
sharing women entrepreneur stories. So Moshumi
Yes.
Chakrabarti, thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you. And I look forward to watching Blue Pelican Art grow
Thank
and
you.
be
Thank you
even more
so much.
successful than you are now. So
Thank you so much, Deb, and thank you for having me.
you are welcome. Okay, so thank you for listening to Women Entrepreneur Spotlight. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. For updates on my next interview, follow me on Facebook at Woman Entrepreneur Spotlight. Until then, keep being awesome.